Welcome to HDTV. You are now rocking with your boy. Now, I heard, this was a post shared by my friend on Facebook, Tracy. That's my dog. Go support their show On the Mark. Show Tracy and Cliff. They're doing big things over there. They talk about sports and they talk about social issues as well. So go ahead and look out for them on Facebook and YouTube and other platforms. Now, basically, she shared an article which is by Dana Givens, and it's called "The First Black-Owned Stock Exchange in U.S. History is Opening Soon." So basically, investing in stocks and bonds has always been one of the core principles of wealth building within the finance industry. For one former lawyer, it was imperative to give people within the black community the opportunity to invest and create that generational wealth. So he created the first majority black and minority owned stock exchange in the country, the Dream Exchange, founded by Joe cecala, I believe that's how you say it, in partnership with Cadiz Capital Holding LLC, a black and minority-owned private equity firm led by William H Ellison, who holds majority ownership of the exchange, created the platform to provide a space to match small and emerging businesses at an early stage with investors to generate more wealth creation for underdeserved communities. Cecala credits his legal career for learning more about investing and driving him on a path to create his company. Early in my legal career, I learned how stock exchanges hunt for liquidity. I think that's how you say it, liquidity, because I was the lawyer for the founders of Archipelago, one of the first and the biggest electronic stock exchanges in the world. Archipelago grew into what the world has come to know today as the New York Stock Exchange. Because of my experience in understanding the formation of the world's greatest electronic stock exchange, I learned how a stock exchange creates and controls liquidity in the markets, said Cecala in an email interview with Black Enterprise. After years of research, I discovered that the structure of the U.S. capital markets and the current stock exchanges favor only the largest transactions with celebrity companies. My research showed that prior to Archipelago, the overwhelming majority of IPOs were $50.0 million and under. By 2004, small capital IPOs had all but disappeared. After years of working with minority businesses, I realized as well that minority businesses were nearly absent from all IPO and public company listings. Cecala hopes the new stock exchange will allow more in his community to go into investing in addition to promoting new businesses to potential investors. The importance of a black-owned stock exchange cannot be understated. Research from the SEC's IPO task force shows that 92% of all jobs are created after a company goes public, he explained. In the 230-year history of stock exchanges in America, only one black-owned firm has made it to the New York Stock Exchange, and there has never been a black-owned stock exchange. Without access to public markets, any sector of society absent will most certainly suffer economically. This is the importance of having a channel for access to the public markets in America. So basically, the whole article is talking about how this could build black wealth. But the thing is this, though, and not to get upset with the idea, it's a great idea. But what we need to do is be able to present this in our schools for our children. See, that's where it starts. We have to start from the ground level, which is when we're kids to when we turn into young adults, and then when we become older adults. So that's the problem. The problem is these things have been taken from us and hasn't been explained to us. We have to be able to meet with people who understand stocks, who understand bonds, who understand shares. We need education on that, including me. I want education on it. All of us need that type of education because when we were growing up, we didn't learn nothing in school. All we learned about was this white dude found a country that people were already here. I don't know how you find something when people were already here. That's like me going to your house and saying, "Yo, I found this house. This is mine now." And you gonna look at me like the hell it is. So so I'm just looking at it from this perspective. We we should have been doing things like this, but like I said, we were kept from it. They don't want us. The pink folk and of course Jews, in my opinion, the so-called Jews, I call them the fake Jews, they basically want to keep us down and not let us understand how to do finances. Why do you think they dropped crack and all of these drugs in the hoods, in the black communities? I'm not even going to call them hoods because I hate that, because it's not a hood. It's a black community. And they did this because they want us to be gangbangers, pimps. They want us to be, you know, the S bags and, you know, O's, you know, the HOs. That's what they want us to be. That's all they want us to understand. Drugs, how to sell drugs, how to chop it up, how to cut the brick here and there. That's all they want us to do. And you can hear it in the music. When I was coming up in the 90s, the 80s, we were able to still listen to the 80s music. And in the early 90s, the music was positive. Tupac Shakur, he was positive, making awareness that, making people aware that we're not being treated correctly. We're not being taught anything, and we're not. We have to go get books. We have to go find it instead of it being presented to us. Whereas the pink folk in their community, it's presented to them. They're presented with these opportunities to share stocks, to share bonds, to learn how to build something from nothing. They're taught this growing up. Us, if we talk about, "Oh, this is my dream, that's what I want to do," we get shot down. We basically be like, "Man, look, go to school, get your education, and go get a job." All school is doing is training us to be nothing but slaves. That's all it's teaching us, to be slaves in the workplace. If I could change anything that if I could change anything in my life, one of them would be to bring my dad back because I miss him. But the other thing is, I would go back, I would say screw school, and I would go into learning trade, learning a trade, learning how to build something, learning how to mold something. Because once you get past your 20s and your 30s, it's like, man, I don't even feel like doing it, because you got bills to pay, and you just happy to even get something coming in that's over $15 or $20 an hour. Let's just be honest, you're happy with that. And that's the problem with us, is we're so content, and it's built in us. It's not our fault. We were taught to be content. We were taught this is the way you need to do it. Go to school. We were taught, yo, you need to do this. You need to keep your head straight. We was taught, and if you didn't have two parents in your household, fortunately I was blessed with two parents, but a lot of my friends weren't. They either had their mom or their dad, or sometimes they didn't have no parents. So they had to fend for themselves. So for us as a society to judge them and say, why are they stealing? Why are they doing things like this? Well, because look at it. What have they been taught? They go to school, they're being taught by somebody who doesn't look like them. They've made the requirements to be a teacher hard for anybody to get in. And some of the great teachers are people who really aren't good at testing, because they know how to deal with people. They understand, they have empathy for the child or for the family, for whoever is going through what they're going through. But this is a great step. I don't have nothing against it. I love it. Let me see the guy's name again. I keep forgetting. Yeah, the Dream Exchange, and it's founded by Joe Cecala, or Cecala, is Cecala, and and he's partnered with Cadiz Capital Holding, which is a black and minority owned private equity firm and is led by William H Ellison. So I commend both of those brothers for stepping up and helping us go in the right direction. But what we need to do is have more change in our community. We need better schools. We need to have better teachings. We need to have more trades being taught to our kids and more ways to handle finances, check and balances. I was fortunate to have that coming up. I went to a school called Enterprise. I mean, it's not a school, but I went to a Christian school, but I went to this program. It was called Enterprise. I forgot the rest of it, but it taught us how to do checks and balances. They gave us a certain amount of money and we had to go around. We either spent or we saved. I mean, it depends. Like, we had to see what we wanted. It also showed us how to open up bank accounts and deal with all type of things, and that's the type of thing we need in schools. We don't need to be taught this crap anymore about Christopher Columbus. No, they need to change the curriculum. We need the curriculum changed. We need it changed nationwide, teaching kids how to balance and how to grow and how to take care of themselves if they only have $1 in their pocket. That's what's wrong with America. America doesn't want us to do that because America wants more poor people and slave people instead of entrepreneurs, instead of people who are innovators, instead of thinkers. They want us to be robots. That's why they're trying to replace us with robots. And they're going to replace us with robots. I know this sounds crazy and people may be like, ha ha ha, you're an idiot. Well, I'll be an idiot then because they're going to do it. They're already producing them and showing them how to do this and do that. For UPS, to tell you, they have a robotic truck, an automatic truck that drives itself across the state. And all they have is a guy in there in the truck. He doesn't do anything but fix it. If it breaks down, does maintenance. He's basically, I believe, an engineer or a mechanic, I believe. So I'm telling you, we have to wake up. We have to figure out how to handle things. And then we moved into a tech world. Everything is technology driven. So if you're not privy to technology or have anybody around you who's privy to it, you need to get on that. And also me, I do too, because I'm not the greatest when it comes to technology. My mom is older, you know what I'm saying? My mom, is a baby boomer. She basically knows the computer and everything better than I do. So I got to get up on my job. So, like I said, thank you for listening to the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you disliked it, I hope to make another video better than this one so you can keep your attention longer. Also like, subscribe, comment, and share this video, please. Continue support and thank you again. We out. Live boy.